Om Shanti. Today, 22nd April 2021. Today's Murli essence. Baba says, "Sweet children, the Father has come to salvage Bharat. At this time, you children become the Father's helpers. Only Bharat is an ancient land." Question: what small things obstruct you from climbing up to the highest destination? Answer: if there is the slightest interest in anything, if you don't have an attitude free from attraction, if your intellect is engrossed in wearing good clothes or eating good food, then those things obstruct you from reaching the highest destination. This is why Baba says, children, have simplicity. You have to forget everything. Even your body should not be remembered. Baba says, even your body should not be remembered. Om Shanti. It has been explained to you children that this Bharat is an imperishable land and that its original name is Bharat. The name Hindustan was given later. Bharat is called a spiritual land. It is an ancient land. Baba says, when there was the land of Bharat in the New World, there was no other lands. The main religions are those of Islam, Buddhism, and Christianity. There are now so many lands of Bharat. Baba is saying there are now so many lands. Bharat is an imperishable land. It was called heaven, Swarg. In the new world, Baba says there is only the one land of Bharat. The creator of the new world is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the creator of heaven, Heavenly God Father. The people of Bharat know that this Bharat is an imperishable land. Bharat was heaven. When someone dies, people say that he has gone to heaven, as though Baba is saying, when people die, they say that he has gone to heaven as though heaven is up above. They have shown images of heaven in the Dilwala temple on the ceiling above. It doesn't enter anyone's intellect that Bharat used to be heaven. However, it is no longer that, it is now hell. This is ignorance. There are two things, knowledge and ignorance. Knowledge is called the day and ignorance is called the night. Baba says, it is said extreme light and extreme darkness. Light means the rise and darkness means the fall. People go to see the sunset, but that is a limited sunset. For this, it is said that the day of Brahma and the night of Brahma. Brahma is the father of people. Therefore, he is definitely the father of all people. When the Sadguru gives the ointment of knowledge, the darkness of ignorance is dispelled. No one in the world understands these things. Baba saying, this is the new knowledge for the new world. For heaven, you need knowledge from the heavenly God the Father. It is sung, the Father is knowledgeful. He is therefore the teacher. The Father is called the purifier. No one else can be called the purifier. Even Sri Krishna cannot be called that. The father of all is just one. Sri Krishna cannot be called the father of all. Baba says, when he grows up and marries, he becomes the father of one or two children. Radhe and Krishna are called the princess and prince. They must have married at some point. Only after the marriage can they become parents. They cannot be called God, the world father. Only the one, Baba says, only the one incorporeal father can be called God, the world father. Shiv Baba cannot be called the great great grandfather. The great great grandfather is Prajapita Brahma. The genealogical tree emerges from him. That one is the incorporeal God, the Father. He is the Father of all incorporeal souls. On the path of devotion, incorporeal souls here in body calls out to him. You are listening to all of these new things. Baba says, these are not written accurately in any of the scriptures. The father says, I sit here and personally explain to you children. All of this knowledge then disappears. Then, when the father comes, he gives accurate knowledge. Only to you children does he explain personally and give the inheritance. Later on, the scriptures are created. They cannot be created accurately because the world of truth finishes and it becomes the land of falsehood. Therefore, there would only be false things because there is only the stage of descent. Baba says, it is with truth that there is the stage of ascent. Devotion is the night. People stumble around in the darkness of night. They continue to bow their heads. There is such extreme darkness. People don't know anything. They continue to stumble from door to door. There is the rise and fall of this sun, which the children go to see. You children now have to see the rise of the sun of knowledge. There is the rise of Bharat and the downfall of Bharat. Bharat sinks just like the sun. In the story of the true Narayan, they show how the boat of Bharat sinks. Then the father comes and salvages it. Baba is saying, you are once again salvaging this Bharat. Only you children understands this. You send out invitation for this exhibition and the title of it, Construction of the New World, is correct. It is in exhibition. Baba is saying it is in an exhibition of how the new world is established. It is an exhibition of how the new world is established. This exhibition, Baba is saying, this explanation is given through the pictures. Therefore, it will be good if that name continues. You should, Baba is saying, you should show how the new world is established and how there is the rise of the new world. There is definitely the fall of the old world, and that is why you show how there is the rise. There is also a story of how you claim the kingdom and how you then lose it. What was there 5,000 years ago? Baba is asking, what was there 5,000 years ago? It would be said that there was the Sun dynasty kingdom. Then the Moon Dynasty kingdom was established. Those people claimed the kingdom from one another. Baba is saying they saw that they claimed the kingdom from so and so. They do not understand the picture of the ladder. Only the Father explains how you went into the silver age from the golden age, how you continue to come down the ladder. This is the ladder of 84 births. You have to come down the ladder and then ascend it. The secret of the downfall has to be explained. For how long there is the downfall of Bharat and for how long there is the rise of Bharat. The fall and rise are of the people of Bharat. You have to churn the ocean of knowledge about how to tempt people. Then you also have to send them. Why Baba is saying then you also have to send them invitations. Brothers and sisters, come and understand. First, tell them the Father's praise. There should be a board with Shiv Baba's praise on it. Come and claim your sun and moon dynasty inheritance from Shiv Baba, the purifier, the ocean of knowledge, the ocean of purity, the ocean of happiness and peace, the ocean of prosperity, the bestower of salvation for all, the Father of the world, the teacher of the world, and the Guru of the world. People would then know the Father. The praise of the Father is different from the praise of Sri Krishna. This is in the intellect of you children. Baba is saying, serviceable children will run all around all day. They would even take leave from their worldly jobs and engage themselves in doing spiritual service. You can, Baba is saying, you can glorify the name of the Baba a great deal. This is the godly government. If you daughters especially engage yourself in doing such service, you can glorify the name a great deal. Serviceable children are sustained very well because Shiv Baba's treasure store is overflowing. The treasure store you eat from is always overflowing and it removes your sorrows and suffering. You belong to the clan of Shiva. He is the creator and this is his creation. The name Babul, Baba is saying the name Babul is very sweet. Shiva is also the bridegroom. The praise of Shiv Baba is completely distinct. When you write the word incorporeal, Baba is saying when you write the word incorporeal, they think that he doesn't have a form. Shiv Baba is the most beloved. You definitely have to write supremely beloved. At this time, they have a battlefield and you also have a battlefield. Non-violent Shiv Shaktis has been remembered. However, people have portrayed goddesses with weapons and made them out to be violent. In fact, you claim the sovereignty of the world with remembrance and the power of yoga. There is no question of weapons, etc. There is a lot of influence of Ganges. Many will have visions. On the path of devotion, they believe that it is only when they take some water of the Ganges that they can receive salvation. That is why they continue to speak of the incognito Ganges. They say that the Ganges emerged at the place where the arrow landed. They even show the Ganges emerging from Gomukh, cow's mouth. If you ask them, they would say that an incognito Ganges is emerging. They have shown the incognito Saraswati at the Triveni, where three rivers meet. They have made up many stories. Here, there is just one thing, just Alpha. That's all. Allah comes and establishes by His heaven. Khuda establishes heaven. Ishwar establishes heaven. In fact, God is one. They have given him many different names in their own languages. However, they definitely do understand that they will receive the sovereignty of heaven from Allah. Here, the Father says, Man mana bhav. By remembering the Father, you will definitely remember your inheritance. The creation of the Creator is heaven. It cannot be said that Rama, God, created hell. The people of Bharat don't know who the incorporeal creator is. You know that the creator of hell is Ravan, whose effigy people burn. The sapling of the path of devotion grows very large in the kingdom of Ravan. Baba says they have created a form of Ravan. They have created a fearsome form of Ravan. They even say that Ravan is their enemy. The Father has explained that there is such great expansion, which is why they make a Ravan with a big body. Shiv Baba is just a point, but they represent him with a large image. How could a point be worshipped? They have to become worshippers. It is said of souls that a wonderful star shines in the center of the forehead. Then they say that its soul is the supreme soul. So, how could he be brighter than 1,000 suns? They speak of the soul, but they don't understand it. Baba is saying, if God were brighter than 1,000 suns, how could he enter everyone? They have said such wrong things, and look what they have now become by listening to them. They say that its soul is the supreme soul. Therefore, the Father's forms should also be the same. However, they have made his form larger in worship. Baba is saying, however, they have made his form larger in order to worship him. They make such big stone images as tall as the Pandavas that have been made in the caves. They don't understand anything. This is a study. A business is separate from a study. Baba saying, Baba teaches you and also teaches you a business. On the board, there should also first be praise of the Father. The full praise of the Father has to be written. These things enter the intellect of you children, number wise, according to the effort you make. And this is why they say that there are elephant riders and horse riders. It is not a question of weapons, etc. The Father opens the locks of, Baba is saying, the Father opens the locks on your intellect. No one else can open these Godrej locks. When any children come to meet the Father, Baba asks him, have we met before? Have we met before? Have we met in this place on this day before? The children reply, yes, Baba, we met 5,000 years ago. No one else can ask these things in the same way. These are such deep matters and have to be understood. Baba explains knowledge in so many clever ways, but you imbibe them number wise. The praise of Shiv Baba is separate from the praise of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar. Each one's part is individual. The part of one cannot be the same as another's. This drama is eternal. It will then repeat. Baba is saying, it is now in your intellects how you go to the incorporeal world and how you then come down here to play your parts. You go via the subtle region. When you come back, the subtle region doesn't exist. No one there has visions of the subtle region. No one there does tapasya to have vision of the subtle region because no one there knows about it. There won't be devotees of the subtle region. The subtle region is created now so that you go back via the subtle region and then go to the new world. At this time, you continue to go and return from here. Baba is saying at this time, you continue to go and return from there. You are now engaged and this is your mother's home. At this time, you continue to go home and return from there. You are now engaged and this is your mother's home. Vishnu is not called the father. That is your in-laws' home. When a girl goes to her in-laws' house, she leaves all her old clothes behind. You completely leave the old world behind. There is so much difference between your simplicity and theirs. You have to remain completely free from attractions. Body consciousness also has to be broken. When you have to remain completely free from, Baba is saying, you have to completely remain free from any attraction. When you put on an expensive sari, you immediately become, Baba is saying, when you put on an expensive sari, you immediately become body conscious and forget that you are a soul. At this time, you are in exile. Have simplicity. Simplicity and the stage of retirement are the same things. The people has to be, Baba is saying, the body has to be shed. Therefore, would you not renounce the sari? Sometimes, when someone receives a cheap sari, our heart shrinks. You should be happy that you received something cheap. Good things have to be looked after very carefully. The trivial things of wearing good clothes and eating good food also obstructs you in reaching your high destination. The destination is very high. They tell a religious story about how a wife told her husband to renounce everything, even his walking stick. The father says, these old clothes and this old world are all to be finished. Therefore, break your intellect yoga away from the whole world. This is called unlimited renunciation. Sannyasis used to have limited renunciation, but they have now started to settle inside the cities. Previously, they had a lot of strength. How can there be praise of those who come down? New souls will continue to come down to play their parts till the end. How much strength would they have? you take the full 84 births. A very good intellect is needed to understand all of these things. Serviceable children will continue to have a lot of enthusiasm for doing service. The children of the ocean of knowledge should give lectures with enthusiasm like Baba does. One shouldn't be disheartened in this. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharna. First point, make your intellect have unlimited renunciation. It is now time to return home. Therefore, remain free from any attraction of the old world and old bodies. Second point, remain cheerful. Remain cheerful while observing every scene of the drama. Remain cheerful while observing every scene of the drama. Today's blessing. May you be completely voiceless and create every thought, speak every word, and perform every action while stable in your highest position. Baba explains, to be completely voiceless means that you are not attracted by any percentage to any vice, nor can you be influenced by any vice. Souls who have the highest position cannot have any ordinary thoughts. So, before you create any thoughts or perform any actions, check, is the task as elevated as is your name? If your name is elevated and your task is low, you are then defaming the name. Therefore, adopt the qualifications appropriate to your aim, and you will then be said to be completely voiceless, that is, a holiest soul. Slogan, while doing anything, have the awareness of the Father who is Karan Karavan Har, and there will be a proper balance between your own effort and yoga. While doing anything, have the awareness of the Father who is Karan Karavan Har, and there will be proper balance between your own effort and yoga. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.